What if I told you that when you send your car to the body shop, it's most likely going to come back in a worse condition? Well, today I'm going to reveal to you my exact strategy how to fix all the defects induced by the body shops in 5 simple steps. Do make sure to watch the whole video because I will show you an extra steps how to transform your car from zero to hero. So let's get to it. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Frank. I've been detailing cars for over a decade now. This channel is all about real-world authentic detailing. So let's get into the video. Okay, my friends, so we all have to send our cars to the body shop at some point. Unfortunately, a lot of body shops out there are skipping steps or are rushing through the steps. Sometimes they can be good for painting some panel, for prepping the panel and painting, but for the finishing portion, they might skip steps or they might be stuck in the old-fashioned way and they will leave their own marks, their own defects behind. So this is where we jump in as detailers. So there's many defects that can be left behind, from dust nibs, overspray, scuff, scratches, bad wool pad finish, a blue tint to the black, overspray in the door jamb everywhere, even on untouched panel. So let's say they would repaint a door, you could have defects on a fender, even on the roof that were supposed to be untouched, but unfortunately that's how the body shop can roll sometimes. But for today's video, I have a AMG 63S 2012 with 2 rear doors repainted, as well as the rear fender going all the way up to the A-pillar. And as you guys might have guessed, we have defects. We have a lot of stuff all over the car, even on the hood that is PPF. So I'll show you everything in a minute. But first off, this car is a pride and joy for the owner. It's a 6.3 V8, a really classic car in my opinion nowadays. So the owner sent the car to the body shop because he had a bunch of road rash on the paint, and he was not expecting at all to have defects in other places and other areas that were not supposed to be touched. So we have overspray in the door jamb everywhere.
On the door jamb we have some overspray, so you can hear the texture.
We have overspray on the hood that is PPF. The hood is PPF'd, just to remind you, and this fender was resprayed. The situation is over here where my light is pointing, you'll see like a chalky effect. So here again, more overspray. So this type of overspray was all over the car. We have a really bad finish, a really bad tint, a blue tint to the black paint. Which looked like a big hazy spot on a black car, which is really not what he was going for. We even have the typical rotary buffer trail or rotary swirls that you can see in the sun that is almost blinding you, right? So in this video, we will go over the 5 easy, simple steps. You'll just need a couple product and tools. I'll have everything linked down in the description with a discount code for you guys. You can save between 5 and 10% depending on the product. So are you ready? Let's get to it. Okay, let's start with step number 1. So obviously I like to start any detailing task, any detailing jobs with a full car wash, wheel and tires. For the tires, I'm using the Armour Detail Supply Tire Plus. And for the wheels, same company, Armour Detail Wheel Cleaner, really premium product that's gonna get the grime off really easy for me in a quick and efficient manner. And then for the wash process, for the typical hand wash, I'm using the Armour Detail Supply Decon soap, which is a really nice soap with a lot of lubricity and cleaning power to really decontaminate and clean the paint in a more aggressive manner. But regardless, it's still a safe wash. It's more like a reset type of wash, right? And then after the wash is complete, we'll go through the decontamination process. Really important to remove any contaminant that is stuck in the paint that it is not coming off with a regular wash. And at the same time, if we had overspray, if we had a couple defects or something that could have landed on the paint at the body shop, this is gonna give me a good chance to remove that by using the decontamination towel, which is similar to a clay bar but in a synthetic version. This is gonna be a first step towards removing any defect or any contamination that the body shop might have induced on the paint that is stuck there. And the lubricant of choice for the decontamination towel is gonna be the DIY Detail Iron Remover. One spray on your towel, one spray on the paint itself, and you just glide your towel on every painted surfaces. And to finish off the decontamination process, I like to use a water spot remover, or more commonly known as a mineral deposit remover. Okay, so step number 2 was the decontamination process. Now, step number 3, assess the condition of the paint. A really important part. Now for today's car, the main problem with it is the overspray that is on every single panel, even in the door jamb. And the second problem that I need to focus on is the blue tint to the paint, a really bad finish. So something is telling me that they tried to finish the car with a really aggressive combo. Maybe it was a wool pad or a really aggressive compound, and they did not taper down their polishing steps. So I'm pretty confident that we can remove all today's defect in a one single step. So let's get to the step number 4. Now my overspray seems to be very thin, very light surface, but still fairly thick, which is giving a chalky or a milky appearance, almost a matte effect on the paint. The paint in some area look pretty much matte. So when it comes to polishing, we want to do a test spot. We want to try the least aggressive method because this job could end up with some sanding phases. So like I said, let's try with a dual action polisher. For this instance, I'm going to use a 3-inch with a Lake Country orange or a Lake Country blue pad. Those are foam pads. This one is more on the cut side and this one is more on the medium to finish side of things. And I like to pair all my test spots with Koch Chemie F6 fine cut, which is a medium to fairly aggressive but should give us a really good finish nonetheless. Now in this first test spot, using the Lake Country Blue HDO, we remove all the defects, the haze, the rotary swirls. The finish is improved, but it still has a blue tint to it. So this is why I'm going a second time with the orange pad, which is giving us pretty much the same cut in this instance on this paint, but we're getting much more depth and clarity to the finish, to the paint. And take a good look at the finish. We have a really nice line from the before and after. Look where we came from. We had a really blue tint to the paint, and now we have a really rich deep black paint, which confirmed that my method should work all around the car, even though we have two different types of paint, because obviously the panels that were repainted from the body shop is a different paint now than the rest of the car, but we'll keep an eye on it. So let's continue to the next panel and the next defect. Now, without going too deep in the polishing rabbit hole, I like to move my polisher all the time to avoid creating heat in the same spot. And I like to follow the body panels. If that's left, right, or up and down, it doesn't matter. I like to follow the body curves, which is gonna give us a more even cut. And lastly, I wanna use a high quality microfiber to remove the compound residue. Okay, so today's combo is working really well. It seems to be removing all the defects, even the overspray, the really dense overspray that seems to be fairly thin, but like I said, really dense. So we'll just do this combo all around the car in a single step, polish every single panel. We can raise the hood, open the hood if we want to, if we have to. But we're gonna start quickly here. You can hear the texture. So it's pretty much when they were shooting the clear, they had a problem with the tape. If I put my pad flat, this is gonna just hit here. See? If I tilt my polisher like this, it's gonna get the top of the edge, but this machine will want to stall. So we're gonna have a couple technique here by moving up and down. This is gonna allow us to buff out this piece. And like I said, if I'm not satisfied, I will just pop the hood and finish this top section. We had a very good success. So that's just experience and technique developed over time. Wipe it off, it's all gone. We have a good finish, good shine, no haze. This paint is actually well done, there's no texture. It's a really nice paint. They just had a poor execution to mask off some areas. The light reflection, we have a really clear, deep, dark, rich black all over. A nice pop to the metallic, really shiny, just like a mirror. No buffer trail, no distortion, nothing. All right, so let's keep going. There's actually a tape line, straight tape line here. So that's pretty ugly. We're gonna get that fixed. Okay, when it comes to B-pillar like this is a soft piano black material. You gotta be careful with those, but with a foam pad, I'm not worried. And here, keep in mind, there's rubber pieces. It's not gonna harm the rubber. So because of the compound that we're using, they're not gonna harm them. But I'm doing my best to avoid it, but you're gonna see some black residue coming off from the rubber into the pad. Nothing to worry, okay? It's looking good. No haze, a few small scratches in there, but we're not going after all the scratches. We just want to get the car polished and remove the defects from the body shops.
Okay, my friends, so an update here on the door jamb. We have some overspray, so you can hear the texture. And over here, I just polished. So you can get the idea. I'm using the FLEX with an extension. I'll link this down below. And a 1-inch Lake Country Orange with the same compound. So pretty much the same combo, just a different kind of tool.
All right, so step number 5, check our work. So very important to not skip this step. We want to go around the car a couple times with different light, different source of light, and in different angle, making sure that we have removed every single part of the overspray, which looks really ugly on this car, on the black car especially. Make sure that we have not forgotten any panel, any part of the car. So as you can see, we have a really nice glass, a really nice before and after. The overspray, the buffer trail, the blue tint to the paint, everything was removed fairly easily. Okay guys, so no detail goes without the tire shine in my opinion. For today's video, I'm using the Armour Detail Supply Tire Plus, which is a really nice premium tire shine. Bubblegum smell, excellent scent. So 2 thumbs up to this product. As you can see, the gloss and shine on the tire is fantastic. And as the product dries on the tire, we're gonna get more of a semi-gloss finish, which is exactly what I like from a tire shine. And now to the extra tip that's gonna take us from zero to hero. We're gonna do a paint prep on the whole car. So we want to use something like Geon paint prep, or in my case today, I'm using the DIY panel prep. It's gonna help me clean the polishing oils and remove any debris or any dust that we have on the car before applying a protection product. So my extra tip for today is using a ceramic coating. For today's video, we're using the DIY 3-year ceramic coating, which contains some graphene oxide in it. A really simple coating, one of the easiest that I've used over the years. It's gonna help to protect the finish of the paint for the next few years from the environment, the sun. So that's gonna be the cherry on top to add gloss and slickness to the paint and add the ease of maintenance for the car and potentially reduce the wash marring for the owner. So the DIY 3-year graphene coating is very simple. Couple drops on the applicator, circular motion over one single panel. Wait until the product haze or almost disappear, and then you use 2 microfiber, a first one to level the coating and a second microfiber to buff out to perfection. And voila, it's simple as that. You have applied a nice ceramic coating. Guys, I remind you that I'll leave all the products and the tools in the description. If you've gained any value from watching this video, please give it a subscribe, a thumbs up. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.